everyone, welcome back to Encounter Encouragement. Tonight, I want to talk about what happens when things don't go your way. Now, you are in the midst of a situation where you are not getting it. Something bad happens, or you just don't feel like you've gotten closure, and it's horribly wrong. It didn't go the way you wanted it to. You are looking for closure. You're looking for peace about the situation. You're looking for direction. This situation could be something like a sudden death of someone that you know, that you care for. It could be a feud with a friend who winds up just disappearing from your life for no apparent reason, or you don't know why, or you didn't get that closure that you wanted. It might be the sudden loss of a job, and you didn't get to say goodbye to your coworkers because you didn't know what was happening. It might be a devastating illness or an injury that just rocked your world. And somehow, with this situation, you didn't get closure, you didn't get peace, you don't have a new direction to go, and you are totally feeling lost, abandoned, just gone. You are beyond words. You don't know what direction to go. You don't know where to look, where to turn. What do you do now? You trust. You trust God that He has a plan bigger and better for you. Of course, He has your best interest at heart because He knew you before He formed you in your mother's womb. So if He knew you back then, before you ever were, how could He not know what you're going through now? How could He not know what you're going to go through in the future? Trust me, He has a plan for you. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." So this thing that you're going through right now is not intended to harm you. It's intended to bring you to the hope and the future that He has for you, because His plan is always best. He knows best because He sees more options than you or I do. We see, this little thing or that little thing because we get stuck in our own little box. And we don't want to know anything outside of our little box. But He's got the whole world in His hands. So He knows what there is inside the box and what's outside the box. You look at it this way. If He created it, He knew it. And He knows what's best. He knows the past because He was there. He knows the present because He's here, and He knows the future because He's there. He is in all three at all times, so how could He not know what's best? So, how do we trust Him? We have to take the time to talk to Him. Tell Him what's burdening you, what's troubling you. Pour your heart out to Him. Tell Him what is so difficult. Explain the situation as you see it, and ask Him to see it the way He sees it. Ask that He give you the eyes that He has to see the situation, not from your point of view, but from His point of view. And then, as you talk about it, sometimes we go on and on and on and on because it's the only thing we can think of, and it just regurgitates in our mind and comes out our mouth. But sometimes we have to stop and do the second part, and that is listen. We forget to take the time to listen. After we've talked and talked and talked and rambled on, we expect an answer immediately. But how do you know that the answer didn't come while you weren't listening? So you need to stop and listen. he knows best, so who better to give advice, right? He will make a way through every difficult season, every difficult trial and tribulation that you go to. He will give you peace. He will give you closure. He will give you direction because he has something better for you, something beyond your wildest dreams, because you couldn't think it up. I mean, imagine a giraffe, a platypus, a zebra. Come on. If he can think those things up and create all those crazy little things, don't you think he can create a way for you through this situation? So, trust him. His plans are better than yours and mine. Talk to him. Pour your heart out and let him know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Listen to him. Ask him to hear his voice and to see things the way he wants you to see them. And through it all, the biggest thing, don't forget to say thank you. Thank him for all he's done, because he has done wondrous things. So, enough for tonight. I look forward to talking to you again soon. And until then, be blessed. Thanks, everyone.